Without wasting much time, we're going to go straight into the questions. We have some questions for our panelists, but if you have any questions in the audience, I would like you to make a note of it because we are going to be giving some time at the end for anyone in the audience that would like to ask any question to anybody. Okay, Emmanuel, shall we start with you? Right. You had your undergraduate degree in mechatronics and your master's degree in electronic and electrical engineering. I'd like to ask, what motivated you to participate in the HDR UK Black Internship Program?
Okay, so as many of you can imagine, what drew me to this, because literally nothing related to healthcare or data science, but I think it was the opportunity, first off, that it was a Black promoted program, the fact that it included the training and development of Black individuals. That was the first drawing point for me. And the second part that really drew me to the program was health data science. I've always had an interest in healthcare. I've never been too sure of what exactly I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to use technology to kind of help improve the healthcare system, but I had no clue on how to proceed with it. So finishing my program, working for a while in hospitality of all things, a friend puts this program in front of me. I'm like, you know what, this is actually the perfect link between my desires and the plans I have for my future. So that was the main thing for me, getting into the program.
Brilliant, thank you. Okay, our next question goes to Olufumilayo. Okay, you have an MSc degree in healthcare analytics, so you're a bit in the health kind of sector, yeah? So how has this program challenged you? Has it challenged you at all? And has it changed your perspective in any way on health data or how data is used?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So for me, doing this MSc is more or less like a career pivot for me. Mm-hmm. So before now, I was working as a data journalist. Mm-hmm. I was writing on healthcare. I was also doing gender. I was doing more of social issues generally around healthcare and gender. So I just wanted to do something different. So while working as a data journalist, I was doing a lot around health, and I was fortunate to be part of a fellowship. It's called Wana Data, Women in Data Science Initiative. It's for journalists in Africa, basically. So in the course of this, there was this opportunity for me to upskill, to learn more about the world of data. Mm-hmm. And because most of our case studies were around health data, so definitely I was more interested. I was able to see the possibilities, like things you could actually do with healthcare data. Mm-hmm. And then I saw this course, and I came to do this. I'll skip the part about why I applied for the internship. I think kind of it's obvious. The benefits are just so obvious. So I got into the internship. Yeah. And it was a bit challenging when I started, in the sense that there was so much to do, and at the same time, I was also evaluating myself to see that there was a skill gap. So I was doing upskilling, and I was learning, and I have to be doing at the same time. Mm-hmm. And also, another challenge was in the culture. Where I was coming from, usually it's a formal communication system from up to down. But then in this system that I just found myself, it's more or less like an hybrid of fluid communication and formal communication. So it was a struggle for me. In as much as it's a good thing, I actually enjoyed it. It's a beautiful thing because it makes you just want to express yourself, the fluid communication. It was a bit challenging to get into the system. So another challenging part, and I also like to tag it at one of the greatest lessons that I learned in this internship, specifically where I was working, is that I think generally in the classroom, what we learn is there are so many things you could do with data, which is true. And most times we tend to look at it from the point of what new products can you build? Or there's this new AI system that could help you like screen through mammogram images in minutes and all of that. But in the course of my internship, I also got to know that it's not just about building new tech products. It could be as simple as influencing the policy, as simple as changing a process, using data, having a better understanding of data could help you build interventions outside technological products that might be way more useful than building a product. Yeah. I hope there's another question that helps me to explain that in detail.
That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. That was very useful. Let's come to you, Nimat. Why do you feel opportunities like this are really, really important? And what did you take away from this program?
I'm still very much in the internship. I was opportuned to have this. I got this opportunity to carry on for 4 months.
Okay.
So right now we're still in the project itself. So what I see in it, there's so many opportunities for me because first of all, I've been out of the corporate world for a very long time. I ran my business for about 7 years, and this is actually like a springboard for me to get back into the corporate world and also to build a whole lot of skills that I'd probably forgotten about. And so for me, it's a big learning journey for me. It started off with, trying on my own to make, kind of understand what the project was all about. Of course, yes, I went to do MSc in Business Information Technology, but it's a theory we did in school. Now I got to the field, I was thrown in the deep end, and I had to find I had to swim ashore. So getting to, put all of the effort, and also while I was doing my dissertation and, trying to, it is a lot actually. There's a lot to learn. I am still learning. I'm still in the process. I'm hoping to finish up on my project in the next, say, 1 month or so. But so far, it's been a very, very brilliant learning experience for me.
Thank you very much. Yeah. We're going to come to our host organizations now, and I'll direct the first question to Kanisa. Being the Equality, Diversity, and Inclusion Manager, how do you think this program reflects or contributes to the diversity and inclusion of the health data community?
So if I talk about our organisation first and then the wider landscape secondly. So firstly, within the Institute, we try to, where we can, make sure that EDI is embedded in all the activities that we do. And we are also very aware that there's a severe underrepresentation of certain groups within the sector, so that's STEM and data science and AI. And I think by us, one of the motivations for us to participate in this program, because it also kind of aligns with our kind of strategic goals, but even the EDI strategy, where we are kind of tackling that underrepresentation by participating in programs like this, where you are actually also kind of investing in the skills and the talent of the future generation. And we know that there is a severe underrepresentation of early career Black people in the sector. And for us to have that opportunity to host the interns, this is our second year we've participated in the program. We hosted Ibrahim last year, and this year we hosted Ola and Ubina within our research and engineering group. And it's giving them the opportunity to actually work on a project, feel like they're part of that team, and actually get an insight into what the sector looks like, what the role looks like. With regards to the wider landscape, there is an issue, and I think having programs like this, it's making that change. It's going to take time, but I think if you don't have programs like this, you're never going to have you're not going to be able to have that space to create more diversity in the sector. And we're still having that conversation of, there are, inequalities and inequities, within the health sector and the data science sector. We need to be able to move forward to be right, I hope we will be able to get to a stage where it's going to be less, but it's going to take time.
Thank you very much, Kanisa. And we'll move on to Phil. As the head of data science at the Department of Health and Social Care, what are some social, ethical, or cultural implications of working with health data?
Well, that's a big one. Yeah. I mean, a lot of you will be aware of them. I mean, obviously there's a lot of reasons for programs like this, but one of them, of course, is bias between different groups of people, that if you don't have the right people in the room, we're less likely to spot. So that's the first one to pull out here. But of course, there's a lot more, and this is something that comes out when you're looking at, we were hearing earlier on about, as we're moving to sort of future data infrastructures and so on, it's about who has access to that data for what purpose. We had a conversation earlier about how you value data and all these sorts of issues. So it really sort of cuts across all of it. And I think the transformation we're going through at the moment, which you're all now part of, is that, well, data already is part of everything we do. I mean, you've all probably got a phone in your pocket, and think about all the data going through there, and it's going to be increasingly part of everything we do in healthcare. So wherever there's a healthcare issue, whether it's in terms of equity, in terms of how delivery is being done, in terms of ethics, in terms of value, in terms of how budgets are getting spent, all of these issues are all rolled into it. And so actually the big change, I appreciate this isn't a particularly specific answer, but it's sort of like, is actually to make sure that data and the way we use it is at the centre of all of those things, and is really something we think about as just a total no-brainer at the core of an organisation, rather than as the thing that happens as the project off on the side, or the nice-to-have programme, or something like that, or something happening in a silo. It's something that's just factored into everything we do by default. And that's the transformation we're having to go through. So not a very specific answer, but in short, it's everywhere.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. Michael, let's come to you. And you're a senior business analyst with Cancer Research UK, and I understand you were directly managing one of the interns. What was the most rewarding part of being in this program for you?
Thank you. That's a great question. I had the pleasure of pitching the initiative for this year's cohort within Cancer Research UK. A part of that just meant pulling all the right people together, getting the right people in place to support Kazim. And I think in terms of the journey and some of the highlights of that journey, when we proceeded with creating a project and basically setting up Kazim for his time at CRUK, we were certainly quite ambitious. I think the way I was thinking about it is there's a sort of chart between, how good would the successful applicant be, the computational side of things, versus how good might they be with the life sciences side of things. As you can all appreciate, it's a very complex domain area, and there's about 8 weeks for the intern to get up and running and hopefully deliver something by the end of it. So I think one of the most rewarding things in terms of especially working with Kazim was just every day just feeling confident that yes, we got the right person in. Kazim was driven. He did research. He asked questions, and he really wanted to live, breathe, and feel the data and apply his own expertise into that domain. So I think it was really rewarding to realize that within Cancer Research UK we provided this really nurturing environment for him to thrive and succeed, and also seeing him deliver and really make the best of the opportunity. I'd say it was particularly rewarding.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all your contributions. In the next round of questions, I'm going to be directing them specifically to our interns. They're going to be more kind of broader kind of questions, if you like, relating to what you have done. Then after that, I'll come back to our host organizations, right? Okay, let's start with Emmanuel again. What was something unexpected you experienced during your internship? I think that will be something everyone will be interested in.
Is this limited to the project itself or just in general?
Your experience in the program in general, yeah.
I would say getting into the program itself with my host organization, because I come from an engineering background. I mean, I'm used to equations and formulas. And then I have to work with genetic data. I'm dealing with concepts like alleles, genomes, base position. So it was more getting the language of the job. Yes, there was the computation, statistics sides, which I could manage, given my programming background. But I would say just getting used to the language of the research, strictly being a medical research field, it was quite a challenge. So one thing I tried to do was see where I could start from. I had to recognize my strengths. I'm good at programming. I'm good at computation. but I do not really have a good handle on the language of what I'm working with. So I had to set goals, try and get the fundamentals, work on the programming side, and also build up. So it was kind of balancing, it was a balancing act, getting used to the programs, the statistical methods they used, while also learning the lingo for the job, so to speak. So I would say that was
Unexpected.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the most unexpected part of the program.
Interesting. Okay. Olufumilayo, if we can come to you now.
Sure.
Now, I know you've got an experience now of working with health data in real world setting. How different is this to what you were used to maybe while you were studying? Is there any difference?
Definitely. So the difference is that for the fact that you know this is real data of real people with real issues, you just want to do everything correctly. You want to do the right thing with the data. And I think there's also this personal fulfillment of, because of my own project, because of what I'm going to do with this data, there's most likely going to be an intervention that is going to help a particular group of people. So just knowing that with this data, you could actually build very solid context. You're also able to define your questions properly. And you're also able to question the whys of the why. It was quite fulfilling for me to be able to give, if I could use the word, credibility to assumptions. Yeah, to say, because there are times in the office, I do some analysis and my boss is like, I was thinking this region is actually black dominated. I'm like, no, it's white. So for the fact that you're able to see something differently with the data, or at times you're able to just say, yes, it's actually what you're thinking. It's what we're thinking. We need to actually get working with this. It just gives that fulfillment of, yes, you're making real changes with real
Yeah, so
data.
working with real live data is a whole new experience entirely. Yes, good. Okay, I'll have one more question for you. Can you share with us some of the most valuable skills you have learned? It could be coding language, it could be working environment, it could be presentation, anything really. What's the most valuable skill you are taking away from this program?
Okay, so I'll start with the last you mentioned, the presentation. So for me, naturally, I just want to get the facts out. So most time my boss is like, for me, this is nice, but can you just add some colors? So I've learned to make my presentations better. So it's not just about what you're communicating, but also how you're communicating it.
That's right.
Just make it simple. Use the colors. So when I see the red, I know, this is that bad. I need to look at the range in this region. When I see the green, I know, this is not so bad. And I could compare, just count the greens and count the reds and make my assumptions. So that's one. The secondly also, I think having able to further develop my analytical skills. To be able to draw new insights with my residual medical knowledge, of course. To say, beyond what is very, very obvious. I'll give an example now. So there's this particular data that I worked with. And I was able to see that, in 2020 and beginning of 2021, there were a lot of people going for their breast cancer screening exercises. There were a lot of people using more fitness center in the region that I actually worked on. And then I was able to say, most likely it's because in 2020, because of COVID, there were a lot of campaigns, social campaigns for people to take their health seriously. So the insight was, if the social campaign during COVID could work and make a lot of people take their health more seriously, in this region, social campaigns are viable. So beyond just, a lot of people are going, what are the advantages that we could take from this data? So I think that's another one. And another one I'd like to add is communication. Let me call it interaction. So naturally, I'm someone that could talk endlessly about a project I'm very much interested in. But then I don't see reasons why I should talk to you. I should want to talk to you about your dogs, your holidays, your first tattoos, and all of that. But then I got to understand that it's in these small talks that we get to know each other better.
That's right.
And in knowing each other better, we're able to work better.
Yeah.
So I struggled at first,
Yeah.
but I think now it's a lot better. So at times I can naturally ask a question. I say, oh, what's your favorite Italian food? Oh, you went for this holiday. What did you enjoy about the holiday?
Yeah.
So I think it's one of the things
Yeah.
that I've learned also.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. Thank you very much. Okay, to round off with the interns, Emmanuel, did you set yourself any professional goals while you were on the program? Did you have any goals going into the program or while you got on the program?
Okay, so I think I have an answer for at least each of those. Going into the program, my main goal at the end, was to see how best I could take the knowledge and experience I'd had so far and take the experience from the internship and see how I could mesh everything together moving forward, either as a career or for like personal projects in line with healthcare or improving like data in healthcare. So in the program, I would say the goals I'd set for myself was mainly to understand the software and the programs used by the organization, because I'd never used them before, and there was a learning curve, to be honest. So one of the goals was to get as ahead as possible so I could get on track and actually do the work expected of me, and also be on time, be disciplined, show up when I'm meant to, participate when I'm meant to, contribute when it's required of me. And yeah, I would say those are the goals.
Yeah, thank you.
Myself.
And Nimat, how do you think this program will impact your future aspirations?
Impact. Okay, so with what I'm working on currently, I have been able to, learn on the path of becoming a business analyst.
Okay.
Yeah, so in terms of my future aspirations, exposing me in the first place to the organization has actually opened so many, has made me start asking questions. Questions like, is this replicable in Nigeria?
Okay.
Is it something we could do as well? Because we sit on so much data in Nigeria, and yet we don't use it. So yes, it's going to help. It's going to help the journey so far, and what I have seen so far as well as it will really contribute to the future, to my future.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we're going to be finishing off with our host organizations. If I can quickly ask some of these questions before we go into the general questions. And this one is for you, Phil. Are there any specific challenges of working within a government organization? And how different is this from working in a private organization?
There's a lot, but I won't tell you all of them. I think one that's relevant here is that you're often, at the moment at least, we're often under constraints into how we can actually bring people in.
Okay.
And that's partly because we're a very, very big organisation. There's nearly 500,000 civil servants, and bits of all the hiring go through a central body and this sort of thing. So we're really quite a long way from that. And so that's one of the constraints. It's also the fact that you have to get a lot of people on board for a lot of different reasons before you can get someone into the building. There's a lot of work goes on behind the scenes that certainly I didn't appreciate until I came into contact with it. And that's something where, to have this program was really, really helpful, because what I found from once the opportunity came up and I went out to my network and said, look, I think it'd be great if we could play some people here, is there was no shortage of people who really wanted to take part. The thing that puts people off is they know how much bureaucracy is there. And so actually having something that just expedites that process and gives us a really great pool with a program with a track record that's supplying some training for them. It's the kind of thing we have to answer as well when they come in. Who's going to train them? Where are you going to pay from that? It's like, it's okay. They've got sessions lined up. This is well structured. And so that's the sort of thing that makes a difference. So yeah, I think that's it, is that we don't, even as a team leader, you don't often have that much control about what's in that team. And so you have to try to be a bit of an opportunist sometimes, and work around that.
Okay, with that in mind, how do you plan to continue to expand your involvement with the HDR UK? Because it looks like it was a worthwhile venture for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's, having gone through it once now, I think just we'll go again next time. We have a process. I'll go and find out where I can, how many people I can fit in, and we'll go and, we'll have that conversation. So in terms of how to expand, I think we stuck with the 8 weeks recommended. I think we'd probably take people a little longer if we can. Would be good. There's been desire for that on both sides, but again, for the constraints I just talked about, it's actually been quite difficult to do that on the fly. But I think I think we'll probably try and get that built in from the start if we can. At least the option, and then we can start off with what people need. Hopefully, that'd be, I think, a good thing for us to try and do next time.
Thank you, Phil. And Michael, if we can ask you, how did you go about selecting the project your intern did? I knew you were quite hands-on with the intern. Was it something you did, independently? How was it like selecting the projects they were going to work on?
So I think one of the things that was pertinent, was definitely a priority for me, was how do we maximize the experience of the intern within the organization. Yeah. So didn't quite want to squirrel them away in like a corner working on like a simple, easy project.
Yeah.
We ended up putting them in one of our kind of like leading areas within the charity. It's an area called the Functional Genomics Center. Okay. So we knew that even having them associated with this would add a lot to what they would perhaps go on to do with their career. Yeah. So that was factor one. Secondly, that team happened to be a really good fit because it just naturally ended up being a breeding ground for innovation within the charity. That's a team that's always trying new things, always open to new ideas. And when I spoke with some of the senior leaders in technology, it was a no-brainer. And when I also spoke to some of the leaders in that scientific space as well, they said, yes, we're all up for it. So with that stage set, the question was, what kind of project are we going to get them working on? Yeah. So one of the ways to influence senior stakeholders in any organization is to show how this thing is going to benefit the organization. So we were looking at some of their existing workflows. We identified, business analysts speak coming here, we identified some pain points, some parts in their workflow that was actually just taking a lot of time. Yeah. And we identified that could actually be a suitable place to test the waters, see how machine learning could add value to this workflow. Okay. So that's another step that contributed to the design of the project. And then in terms of assessing the feasibility, as I touched on, we'd identified that the person who was our ideal candidate didn't actually have that life science background. So having the right people to support that project was also paramount. One of the moment of serendipity was Kazim, who's over there. Wave. Hi, Kazim. Kazim's mentor, who sat next to him, also has a similar background to Kazim, in the sense that they've done a master's in machine learning and AI, and as well as Kazim's project manager in the scientific space. So there was just this ecosystem of people who collaborated to help get that project put together. All those factors were considered, and really, I think those were really the ingredients that hopefully made. I think Kazim would agree it was a good project. Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
Sounds like it. Thank you. Our final question goes to you, Kanisa. How did you support and mentor your interns, and what are some of the lessons, or best practices you learned from being a host organization?
So all 3 interns, so Ibrahim last year and Ology McKay and Vila this year, they were both hosted by the research engineering group within the institute. So it's a team of kind of research software engineers, data scientists, and computer engineers. And the way that team specifically works, it's very open, very collaborative, and very much trusting. So when the interns kind of joined us, it was very much they joined us as any new member of staff. And they were onboarded, they were able to work on the projects. And so they kind of had their kind of project leads and their own line managers who they went to for support and for guidance. Okay. As part of that, they also had kind of mentoring mentors to kind of help them and have conversations about future career opportunities and ambitions. Okay. And because of kind of the time frame of the 8 weeks, I know with Helen and Marcus, who are kind of their respective line managers, they did say, it would have been nice, to be able to kind of give more interview practice and guidance, because I think everyone's quite aware that, this internship is short.
Yeah.
And, for us, it was very much making sure that they kind of got involved with the project. More importantly, it was actually doing things outside of the project, so getting involved with other activities, if there were events, if there were conferences, if there were talks, and speaking to people not just within their immediate teams, but also speaking to people outside of their immediate teams and building that network.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to go and have a career within the sector.
Yeah.
Yes, you need the skills, you need the knowledge, you need the experience, that's a given, but it's the people that you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mentoring side of it. I think from the lessons learned point of view, I think we have enjoyed hosting the interns last year and this year. I think for us, it's, we've always been very clear and very open. It's managing the expectations and being very realistic of what you're able to achieve within that 8 weeks for both as the host organisation, but also for the interns.
Yeah.
Because I think I came to the opening ceremony in Birmingham, and again here today, and the feedback, my impression from the opening ceremony, but also the feedback that I got from Helen and Marcus were, they were very bright individuals,
Yeah.
very determined, and I thought, I picked that up, when I was in Birmingham. I think also that then creates a pressure, because you are very much kind of thinking, I need to be the best, I need to be able to deliver and create that lasting impression within the organisation, within the team, and also feel like you've actually made a contribution to that project.
Yeah.
So I think for us is and I think another element as well is creating that environment where there is trust, where you're able to allow the interns to kind of ask questions, make mistakes, and be comfortable in doing that, because that's the only way you're going to be able to learn.
Yeah.
And also good learning for us as well, what I was saying earlier about, we want to kind of be involved with training that future generation. This is one way of doing it.
Yeah. Wow, that has been very, very useful. Thank you, everyone. I just wanted to, say something more about what Kanisa said last about, having this kind of pressure. I remember the first day I walked into my intern office and I had a meeting with who was going to be my manager, and he had some research papers in front of him. He said, okay, this is something we're hoping to do. University of Oxford, they've had a go at this. And I'm thinking, okay, they've had a go, and I'm possibly the one that is not going to solve this problem. So it kind of created some kind of pressure. I needed to finish this. But why I'm saying this is, for our interns and possibly the ones that will join, it's not so much as about finishing the project. You don't really have to finish it. I didn't finish mine, even though they were happy for me to stay back for the next 3 months to just carry on. But it's like Kanisa said, the people you meet, the experiences you get, the networking, all of that, they all add up. So the focus is not really about, I was given this project and I have to finish it and deliver it. And 8 weeks is really not a very long time, as you all know. So thank you all so very much. I'm sure it's been a very enlightening session. And thank you, everyone. Yeah. Questions? Yeah. So at this point, we'd like to open the floor for any questions from any of our interns or anyone in the audience. I'm sure while we still have our amazing panelists here, they might be able to. Yes, please.
So Michael gave us a few insights into the ingredients that made it easy to get up and running very quickly. I don't wonder if any of the interns have any insights from their experience about what might have helped them to get up and running really quickly on what is obviously a very, very complex subject, and with a lot of domain knowledge, as you point out.
Okay. Emmanuel?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
So I was waiting for someone to go first.
Yeah.
I would say for me, what really helps, or what were my ingredients, was the work environment I was in. So I was working with Professor Tim Frayling and Rob Beaumont and Garrett Hawkes. And it's, you know, when you're in an organization, you might expect that, oh, you have the line manager, you do your report, and then you submit your report, and then you have to, like, that wasn't the case. We were all in the same office, communicating daily. Every Wednesdays, we'd have meetings to kind of catch up if I was having any problems. We'd review it. So it was just this tight-knit group of people, like very brilliant researchers, but at the end of the day, just lovely people to work with. So that really helped because they kept encouraging me. They kept saying, do you have any questions? No question is a stupid question. And I was like, yeah, but it's, and I just asked, if you have a question, ask. And that really helped because at any point, because I had problems at different stages because one, I'm using software I've never used before. I'm dealing with data I've never handled. There were limitations to my access as well. So it was just these different stages and having people I could reach at any given time, email or call them on the phone. So just having that access to the people I was working with was what really helped me.
Okay. So I think I'll basically just be reiterating what he has said in different words. So for me, the experience was a bit different in the sense that there was no data team in my organization. And during the first few meetings, after I've done my introduction, then my HOD would go ahead to say, yes, she's our data queen. And I'm like, data queen, I'm supposed to come and learn. So the expectation was very high. And I think it also reiterates what you said earlier about pressure. The intern is expecting to do so much. So the expectation was high, the pressure was so much. But because the environment was a very friendly one, I started getting very comfortable with asking questions to say, please don't expect so much. These are the things that I could do. And I was also fortunate. There was this partner that we were working with, one of the partners at one of the NHS. The guy was just a very cool, kind guy. Like, I'm sorry, I need to ask you some questions. So if I'll be giving you so data, thousands of rows, how are you going to process it? And I told him, I explained what I could. Like, no, these are the things you might need to add. You don't have to use this method. Like, please, thank you. I think I have someone that can actually ask the right questions. Because in as much as other members of my organizations were willing to help, they could not relate to some of my questions because it's not a data team per se. And then I spoke with my line manager. I was like, I'd like to ask this person more questions. Actually, like, please go ahead. Ask wherever you want to ask, whatever question you want to. And it's actually helped me to calm down, do the work.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, please, Nimat.
We work remotely, but I mean, you can knock on anyone's doors, and and just ask any questions. So, in terms of mentoring, in terms of supervision, it's been a great one. In terms of looking at trying to see what other people are doing in their departments as well, I've also been given the opportunity. So, they've been very helpful and nice.
Thank you. Thank you. I think the common denominator across all the answers is the environment. So it looks like our host organizations are doing a fantastic job in making our interns feel very comfortable. So thank you all very much. Do we have any more questions? Yes, please.
Thank you very much. My internship was with the Department of Health and Social Care, so my boss is there. Yeah. My question actually goes to him and the director of HDR. It's not a question per se. It's more like my stay there was like I was given baby steps before I got in. Like my boss had looked at my previous work and designed my project towards my previous work. Okay. So it was a soft landing. Now, I got in, and you think it's just about data science, and you realize that civil service is beyond just one role. So you have the opportunity to meet different people and different areas. And then there was a time I told him something about AI. I'm interested. And this is a project I have. and also in data science. He said, you know what, hold it right there. Let me get somebody from AI. So you're thinking of one thing, you have a different job, and then they find a way to make sure you do beyond just one thing that you can do. So, but that's civil service, and then you get to meet everybody across different levels, including going for a break. You sit down with the team, and it's all fun. Now, why I said it's a question for him is not for him to answer per se, but between HDR UK and him representing the Department of Health and Social Care, and I'm aware that there's the UK HSA, there's NICE, there's also not, Health Northern Ireland also, or I can't really place, but there are other civil service sector that can take people, take interns, because what I realized when I got there is there were vast things for you. You learn about leadership, you learn about how the civil service works, how you relate things to other departments. So you'd be so surprised that you're working in one department and then you're seeing a different department coming into what you're doing. And there's this very beautiful collaboration between teams. So I'm asking if it's possible for the next cohort that whatever Dr. Phil did for the Department of Health and Social Care, if HDR UK and Dr. Phil can come together and discuss with the other civil service group, let them have more interns beyond this 93 of us, we're looking at 150, and probably 20 with the civil service, because I really gained a lot from them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can come back on that quickly, just that actually the reason when I found out about the program, actually I went out to some other civil service organisations to see if anyone had been through it before, and they recommended it. I think they some of them couldn't take part this time, but we talk to each other. It'll be out there. I'll let people know this is going on, and yeah, hopefully people will take some up. Those are great things to say. So hopefully everyone will join the civil service now. I'll let you know when we're hiring. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I think our time is up at this time. So I want to say a big thank you, massive thank you to all our panelists once again. Thank you for everyone that has listened and contributed. And thank you very much.